how's it going? I've had a request from a man named Teddyhead, and he wanted to know what chords you should be learning when you begin playing guitar. So what I've done is put together a set of chords to help get you started if you're learning guitar. The chords will allow you to play a lot of different songs and in a lot of different keys, and these are the chords you should learn before you move on to bar chords. You should master all these, and remember that when you learn a chord you have to learn the name of it, else the chord becomes useless. Now below the video on the YouTube channel I will write down the list of the chords so you can copy it onto a piece of paper and then tick them off once you've learnt them. Okay, so let's take a look at the chords. So the strings on the guitar, starting from the thickest, going up to the thinnest, are E, A, D, G, B, E. I'll refer to my fingers as finger 1, 2, 3 and 4. The first set of open chords we're going to look at are the A family of chords, and for these chords we strum from the A string downwards. We don't strum this low E string. Okay, so the first chord is A major. Now that's written as just the letter A. Anytime you see a chord with just the letter written, that means it's a major chord, and a major chord has more of a happy, positive feel. So if you take your first finger, put it on the 2nd fret on the D string, take the second finger, put it on the G string on the 2nd fret, and the third finger and put it on the B string on the 2nd fret, you've got A major. Next chord is A minor. For this chord we put the first finger on the B string on the 1st fret, and the second finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and the third finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. Still just strumming from the A string downwards. That's A minor. Minor chords have more of a melancholy feel to them. The next chord is A7. So for this chord we'll put our first finger on the 2nd fret on the D string and our second finger on the B string on the 2nd fret. And we're just strumming those 5 strings again. Now for more of a bluesier voice, place this third finger on the 3rd fret on the high E string, and that gives you more of a bluesier sounding A7 chord. Next is a B7 chord. So what we do is put your second finger on the A string on the 2nd fret, the first finger on the D string on the 1st fret, the third finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, and the fourth finger on the 2nd fret on the high E string, and we're just strumming from the A string down again. So this is a C chord, and to play that chord we put our third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, our second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and our first finger on the B string on the 1st fret, and again we're just strumming from the A string downwards. The next chord is a C7 chord. So what we do is we bring this little finger in, place it on the G string on the 3rd fret. The next set of chords are from the D family of chords, and for these chords we're just strumming from the D string up. So just the 4 highest strings we're strumming. And how we play a D major is put our first finger on the 2nd fret on the G string, place our third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, and our second finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and just strum those 4. And then for a D minor chord, we're going to swap these 2 fingers around a bit. Take the first finger and place it on the 1st fret on the high E string, and take the second finger and place it on the G string on the 2nd fret. That gives us a D minor chord. Then for a D7 chord, take the first finger, place it on the B string on the 1st fret, and take the third finger and place it on the high E string on the 2nd fret. And that gives us a D7. So here's an E major, and for the E chords we're going to be strumming all the strings. Put your first finger on the G string on the first fret, your second finger on the A string on the second fret, and your third finger on the D string on the second fret, and strum all the strings. Now to make that into an E minor, just take this first finger off, and there you have E minor. And to make it into an E7, place the first finger back on the G string on the first fret, and take the third finger off. Then you have E7. The very first bar chord you learn is F, and a lot of people struggle with this one. The bar is here with the first finger. So what we're doing is we're barring the B string and the high E string on the first fret, then placing the second finger on the G string on the second fret, and the third finger on the D string on the third fret, and just playing those highest 4 strings. Now you've got to build up a bit of strength to be able to do the bar, and I've got a little workout, the F chord sort of workout to get your hands stronger, that I'll show you after I've shown you the chords. So if you're struggling with this chord, you can check that out. Okay, the next chord is a G major. And how we play that is we place our third finger on the high E string on the third fret, our first finger on the second fret on the A string, and the second finger on the third fret on the low E string, and just strum all the strings. And that is G major. Let's change that to a G7. What we do is we place our first finger on the high E string on the first fret, our second finger on the A string on the second fret, and our third finger on the third fret on the low E string. And that's a G7. Now, a lot of people struggle with this F chord because it's the first bar chord, because you're barring these 2 strings. So if you are, you need to build up a little bit more strength in your hands, and a good way to do that is play around this little Tom Petty song called Free Falling. So let's take a closer look at that. So here's how you play that riff to get your hands stronger. First of all, make the F chord. Then we're going to place the little finger on the G string on the third fret. Then take it off again, and then take the second finger off the second fret, and then you can just keep going around that pattern. And that's all the time just strumming the highest 4 strings, and that should help to get your hand a bit stronger. So once you've learnt those chords, what you've got to do then is just keep practicing until you can change from one chord to the other without there being a stutter or a stammer. So it's just nice and smooth. That's the bit that's going to take a little bit of time, but it takes every guitarist a bit of time. Now, play the chords in whatever order you want. You don't have to stick to any rules. Whatever sounds good to you is correct. Now, if we were using music theory and you wanted to play in a few different keys, for example, let's take the key of G. If you strum around the chords of G, C, and D, that's the key of G major. Similarly, if we took the chords of A, D, and E, we'd be in the key of A major. If we were in the key of C major, you'd be using the chords C, F, and G. So if you wanted to strum around a blues in E, you'd use the chords E7, A7, and B7.